Alrighty, what's going on, guys? It is Real Existence Studios, and today we're going to be reacting to 14 horror stories animated by
Lama Arts.
by Lama Arts.
No,
Thank you.
Mr. Nightmare.
But narrated by Mr. Nightmare.
Yeah, okay, that's...
The links to their channels will be in the description. Go ahead and check them out. They are fucking awesome. Lama Arts is a fucking amazing animator, and Mr. Nightmare is like literally god for your horror video needs. Alright, but let's get right into the video.
I was looking for a car to buy for my son for his 18th birthday. I was searching all the typical car websites, cars.com, eBay Motors. They were all overpriced as expected. Craigslist was the only place to find an actual deal.
I mean, it's the truth.
Search, I found an 03 Toyota Camry. It had 67,000 miles, no accidents, no damage, in good condition for only $3,500. It seemed like a steal for such a reliable car with such low mileage.
That is a
The
steal.
seller lived about 10 miles from here, which was a reasonable drive when looking for a car. I gave him a call to set up a time to come check it out. The man sounded normal.
It looks like Danny Phantom.
Right, though?
There were absolutely no problems with the car.
Danny Phantom.
He introduced himself as Bob.
The hell's wrong with you,
I
dude?
brought along $3,500 in cash, even though I planned on wiggling down the price as much as possible. I pulled up the dirt road to Bob's property about 15 minutes early. It was
Oh
a tiny
shit,
little house
that looks
with
fucking
a
sketchy as
private
shit.
property, only because I was a bit far from the nearest neighbors. The garage was open, so I walked over to see if anybody was inside. But except for an unusual amount of car parts, it was empty.
Bro, why is there a muffler there? The fuck?
The
You
only
know,
car
he kind of looks
was
like
an old pickup
Castiel
truck.
in that coat.
He so does.
I went to the front door to check the house numbers. It was the right address. The doorbell button was missing. So I
Oh,
knocked
that's
on the
sketchy.
front
Nah,
door.
dude. When the doorbell button.
Before deciding to give the man a call.
Okay, straight up, when the fucking shit is like missing, when shit's missing, there's an issue. Like, you gotta get the fuck out of there.
I was extremely confused at this
Yep.
point. Now I knew I
Okay,
had
I love how like the eyes are like super realistic and then everything else is like pretty like well animated, but it's just like all cartoon.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's like it's disturbing, but I guess it's a good effect.
Peering through the glass, I couldn't really see much as it was pretty dark inside the house. I saw a very old-fashioned dining room set, but across from that, I saw somebody standing at the back door of the
shit.
house, staring
Da,
outside.
da, da, da.
I figured that must
Mom?
have been Bob, so I knocked on the window, but he didn't even move.
That's not really
There
knocking
was
on a
no
window.
gate or anything to the backyard. It was just a wide open yard,
Dang
since
it.
this wasn't a rural area. I simply walked around the house to the backyard. I didn't understand how he couldn't hear me. When I got to the back door, I made a shocking realization. The figure standing by the door was a taxidermied human being.
What the fuck?
I ran straight back the way I
Oh,
came
shit.
to my car.
Yo, that's
I looked up one last time before driving off.
terrifying.
The blinds to the window I had peeked into had been shut, and I could see two of the blinds bent open. Somebody was at that window watching me.
Oh shit.
You can probably
Yeah.
guess that the gas pedal to the floor.
That's
the whole
good.
What the fuck?
situation
I'm
still
shook
makes
if I
no
didn't see that
sense.
coming.
All the car parts, the fact that there was no Toyota Camry, the taxidermied human being, the fact that there was no car there leads me to believe that whoever that man was
I'm
wasn't
sad that they
planning on selling
couldn't
me
find
anything.
the car.
And that also leads to the disturbing thought that I was very close to becoming a lifeless statue staring out that man's back door.
Oh shit.
That get that out of my face, dude.
Oh,
I mean,
damn.
it would still have eyes though, wouldn't it? It would just
I
be
was
like
on
placed
tour
over
trying to
and
find
shit.
some really deep websites.
Oh shit, you never go on tour. The fuck?
People normally shared links to
You
deeper
never go on
websites
a
and weird
deep
pictures
web.
and videos.
Gee, I totally didn't make that mistake one
Some
time.
guy
Oh,
named
God.
Vintage
You're
Triple
an
X
idiot.
posted a link
I know I am.
without describing what it was. I clicked on it and it took me to a black screen where a big video box eventually popped up with a play button. The video thumbnail was a dark room, only lit by a TV screen.
That's
Out
not
of
sketchy.
curiosity, I clicked it and began to hear the sound of TV static in the background as lines of static slowly swam down the video screen. There was no sleep bar on this video. Then I noticed something slowly begin to emerge from behind the wall.
What's up, my
There was a
dude?
figure dressed in all black with
He's
some
like
kind of
Hussar,
black mask
dude.
on as well.
Wait, I figured just
I
dressed in
started
all
to
black.
suspect
Is
it
that
was a jump
me?
scare video. And I
No,
thought I was
totally
right
me.
when the figure leaped out and ran to the screen in less than a second.
Oh
It
shit.
still got me, even though I was expecting it. But then it got strange. The person had their face in front of the screen, slowly moving around as if he could see me. He was observing me. Then I heard a crackly, demonic voice say something. It came from the video. It repeated itself, and I could make the phrase out to be, ask me something.
Oh
I
shit.
was really confused. I tried typing something, but there was nowhere to enter text. Then he said, no, not the keyboard. Say something. I felt my heart punch
Oh,
me in the
shit.
This is why you don't go on the deep web.
I opened my mouth.
Me and my
mumbled the
friends wanted
words,
to go to do that.
You can
Or,
hear me?
no, just play the Ouija board.
It responded
Board.
with,
Oh my
"Yes."
god.
I
I
was
watched played with a
uncomfortable
Ouija
now.
board before. It was
I thought it
so
was a
terrible.
video. I pressed pause, but it didn't do anything. He said, don't try to leave. I want to talk. I tried moving the mouse to the
No.
exit button, but the mouse
Yeah,
was
that's
frozen.
awesome.
In fact, none of the keys were responding on my keyboard.
This is why
There
you
was a
break your
long
fucking
moment of
computer.
silence before my webcam began flashing as if it were on,
Wow.
and my face popped up on the screen. There, I got a picture of you now. Now just hang on while I get your address, and then we can meet. I started
Oh,
to
God.
panic, smashing
Okay,
every
my
key on
friend
the
knows how to do
keyboard,
that shit, and
spazzing
it's
the mouse, but
terrifying.
it did nothing. I had my
Shit.
finger on the power button, but it also didn't do anything. The computer
Take
wouldn't
out the
turn off.
battery.
Yeah, exactly. You
Saying
just
crazy
smash it with a
things like,
fucking hammer.
you're stuck here. I will find you.
And I will kill you.
I snatched the screwdriver sitting on my desk, unscrewed the 4 screws on the bottom of my laptop, and took out the battery.
There you
Or-
The
go.
computer finally
Or you
turned
could break
off.
it.
What?
I was gasping for air
Hey,
as if I
what?
just ran a
What if they're a
marathon.
poor family and they
My
can't
heart was
just afford
pounding
one
5
laptop,
times as
right?
fast as it should have.
Still, like,
I
I...
have since
You would
left my
overreact
laptop
and
off
break
after
it.
that, and
I
have
would.
resorted to using my desktop as my
Because I
main
wouldn't
computer.
want to die.
I'm sure by now nothing will happen. He definitely didn't have enough time to get my address.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's...
Clearly not.
It was
Creepy.
very common for me to be home alone at night, as I only lived with my dad. His shifts would constantly shift from days to nights. This happened around the time my dad was doing night shifts. I
Oh
would
shit.
stay up really late on these nights watching movies. It's always taken me a long time to fall asleep, so after turning off the TV to go to sleep, I probably laid there for a good half hour.
Me.
I heard a toy fall over in my toy closet.
How do we
It
sleep?
was nothing too
No.
suspicious, but it still creeped me out. But then the doorknob to my closet started to wiggle.
Oh
until
shit.
finally unlocking the door.
Freak that.
I'm unlocking the door? Don't you mean opening the door?
It was strangely quiet for a good 2 minutes, so I finally peeked my head out of the covers. There was a figure standing next to my bed, looking down at me. I
Oh,
screamed
shit.
at the
What's up, my
top of
dude?
Ah,
voice,
dude.
and the
Hussar,
figure
dude.
wall behind me. The figure looked out the window and then just walked away out of the room. I stayed in that position for like an hour before checking
You know, like
if
a
he was really
person
gone.
and a spooky
The
goof?
front
Or
door was
like...
left wide open, so it seemed he had left. I didn't get a minute of sleep that night.
I wouldn't have either.
I'd probably have lost my shit.
This story's from the point of view of a 16-year-old girl.
Oh,
I used
Jesus.
to have a boy living next door to me that was obsessed with me. His name was Joey. Every time I would go outside, Joey would come outside as well, as if he were watching me through his windows, waiting for me. He was 17 and very weird, and he didn't seem to have any friends, as he was always home. I tried to give every sign possible that I didn't like this guy, but he wouldn't get the message. So I had to finally just tell him one day that I don't like him and to leave me alone. The look on his face that day is something that won't leave me.
Oh shit.
It was the kind of
Look, it's Goku.
I was thinking the same exact
Coming
thing.
from a 17-year-old, that's much
Gonna
more
go
concerning.
fucking Super Saiyan right now.
One night, my parents left me
You
alone.
just go Sasuke
I was
Uchiha.
working on a school project when I felt my bed shift a little bit.
Oh shit.
I looked under my bed.
Oh, Jesus fucking
As I saw
Christ.
Joey laying under my bed.
Holy shit.
I ran
And
away and
that's
tried to
fucking
crawl out of
terrifying,
my bed.
dude.
Why is his hand green?
Rang the bell at least
I
10
don't know,
times,
but
telling
like,
his parents about
okay,
it when they opened
people
the
are
door.
fucking disgusting.
Joey never came out of my house, so I called the police. His parents begged me not to, but I ignored them. The police
they
found
know
him still
something?
in my room and arrested him. Apparently, he admitted this wasn't the first time he had hid under my bed. They also found pictures of me scattered across his room. The most disturbing one was
shit.
of me sleeping, and it was
That's
taken from
disgusting.
inside my room.
That's fucking weird.
Disgusting.
That's fucking weird.
That's
It's
just
weird. That's
Fuck no.
disgusting, too.
Working the night shift always sucked. I work in an office building, constantly deep.
Guys, I just want you to know we're watching this at 2:15 in the morning.
I was just about always the only person on the
It's
floor.
1:17.
It's barely 11.
Like, I need to get some sleep because I have to go to a wedding tomorrow, but like, or like today. But oh well.
Most of the lights out and absolutely no one around.
It's okay, there's only 43 minutes
But on
left in
the
this video.
upside, it was peaceful and less stressful, and I was able to get a lot of work done. There was this one night though.
They all
It
look
was
the
a Friday
same
night
though. That's
around
the
2 in the
thing.
morning.
Why do they
I
look
was
the same?
typing away on the
animators.
keyboard when
No, like same eye, same hair.
That's because that's the same dude.
Like I
it
said,
sounded
the
like
same
just a random
animators.
crack from the walls or something.
Yes, I know, same
It's like
animator, but
everyone was
like
building,
all the
but I
characters
didn't
look
get
the
too
same
concerned
though.
about it.
Oh
I
my
resumed
god, what
typing
did we
away
just
when I
say?
was once again
It's the
interrupted
same
by a sound.
animator.
I know it is. But like at least like change their hair color, hairstyle.
It caught me off guard. I was sure nobody else was working the night shift.
It's like it's the same
I stood
hairstyle,
up on my
same
chair
eye
to
color.
get a view over the cubicle walls. The glare of a computer screen in the dark was visible in the cubicle on the opposite side of the room.
Oh shit,
Then
fuck
I did
that.
something stupid.
It's me
Something
sneaking
out of
into the office to play some
I
PC
asked if there was
games.
anybody there and I yelled, hoping to get an answer from a fellow employee. But instead, I saw the glaring light of the computer monitor across the room turn off, and there was once again nothing but darkness on that side of the room. I started getting nervous. I turned off the lamp and computer screen so that I wouldn't give away my position to whoever that was. I crouched down and tiptoed out across
It's
the
Call
room
of
by the
Duty.
cubicle. There was just utter silence. I sat waiting for something to happen for God knows how long, but I eventually decided the coast was clear. I tiptoed down past all the cubicles until I reached the opening near the exit door to the stairs and elevators, and that's when I realized that my fearful suspicion was true. There was a man crouched down behind the plants in the corner of the room, dressed in all black.
Oh,
I
Oh
felt
shit.
my heart sink as I
I saw,
noticed him,
dude.
but it didn't
That's
seem like he
fucking
knew
good.
that I noticed him. I turned back to the stairway door. There was no way I was going to wait for the elevator and take a chance.
knew it.
I casually opened the door and
Knew
closed it
it.
and proceeded to walk down the stairs. After making it down about 2 flights of stairs, I heard the door above me push open aggressively,
You're so
followed
right.
by manic, echoing footsteps coming fast down the stairs. I
Oh,
raced down
shit.
the
Yes, I
stairs,
could've
running as
running
fast
from
as
the
I could,
beginning.
all while the footsteps above me were getting louder. I finally made it to the first floor, raced through the lobby, and out the front door.
Oh shit.
Whoever was in there didn't follow me. I immediately called the cops, along with one of my bosses. My boss said no one was scheduled to work except for me.
Oh,
The cops scanned
Why
the
do you
place
sound like
from top
Donald
to
Trump?
bottom. There was no
Probably
one
was
there.
Donald Trump.
I couldn't help them out with any description other than he was wearing all black. I did continue to do the night shift for about a week after that, with my boss allowing me to lock all possible entrances to the floor, including the elevators. But I still wasn't comfortable with it, so ever since, I've been doing the day shifts.
Damn.
Okay.
the pizza guy.
This happened 4 years ago when I was still in high school.
I just want to say, fucking Mr. Nightmare has an amazing like
I
voice
got
for
in my car,
narrating.
which was a 1999 Camry, perfect for delivering pizzas. I GPSed the address on my phone. I live upstate in the country, so all pizza deliveries were long drives. I remember the sun was starting to set, so it was probably around 7 o'clock. I'd say after a good 15 minutes of driving through the foresty dirt roads, my GPS said I had arrived. It was an old little cottage-like house made almost entirely of wood. It was sitting all by itself in the middle of absolutely nothing but forest. The lawn was completely
Terrifying.
unkempt, as the grass was almost at knee height. I was used to this kind of thing, so I didn't think much of it. I took the pizza to the front door. There was no doorbell, so I knocked loudly on the door. Within
Okay.
10 seconds, I heard the sound of footsteps hitting wood on the inside of the house. The footsteps made it to the door and stopped. I started to feel uneasy. I got the feeling that I was being watched. And that's when I noticed there was a peephole in the door. "It's the pizza guy," I called out. I heard a low, harsh-sounding voice on the other side of the door, telling me to bring the pizza out back. I didn't like the idea of going back there.
Yeah,
Something
freak that.
didn't seem right.
Nah, fuck that shit.
"Are you sure, sir?" I called out.
He
He
looks
didn't
like
answer my
PewDiePie.
question. The sound of footsteps didn't
Like
move
young
away from the door,
PewDiePie.
so I had the feeling he was still watching me. I almost found myself walking back to my car, but I decided
I would've
I
just
didn't
left the
want to get
pizza
in
and
trouble
fucking
with my
ran.
boss. The
Yeah.
last time I brought a pizza back, he gave me attitude, so I reluctantly walked through the uncut grass and around the small house to the back.
Doesn't that sound like the
I
Minecraft like
remember
grass
there was
sound?
a shed and a little patio back there. In the patio, there was a table with 4 chairs surrounding it. In one of the chairs, facing away from me, I saw the head of somebody sitting in the seat. I began walking over and said, "Excuse me," but the person didn't even move an inch. "Excuse me," I said again louder. Then from behind me, I heard, "Psst, over here." I turned around to see a man poking his head out from the corner of the house, looking at me with a crazed smile.
Oh,
"Come over here. I want to show you something."
Ah, fuck
Me
no.
trying to
I
talk to
freaked
people.
out, turned around, and ran around the house in the opposite direction, back to my car,
Oh,
for some
hello.
reason still holding the
This is
pizza.
great.
I got in my car, started it,
What the
and got
fuck?
away from there. On my way back to the pizzeria, I pulled over to the side of the road and called the police. Eventually, I was informed that there was no sign of anybody having been in that house for a long time. I quit my delivery job a few days after that. I have no idea what would have happened to me had I gone up to that man, but to this day, I still wish I just turned my head to see who or what
That
was sitting in that
flashback.
patio chair.
God damn it. Creepy.
Oh shit.
Looks like me when I don't put on makeup. It looks like me after I take off makeup. Like literally like fucking eyeliners everywhere, my makeup. Lipstick is weird.
It was during a blizzard in Valley Stream. I was getting paid $250 to watch some couple's kid while they went away for the weekend. His name was Matthew. This took place on the first night, which was a Friday night. Matthew was already supposedly asleep while I was in the living room watching a movie. I got a knock at the door and looked at the clock. It was close to midnight. There was no way I was opening it. Not even 10 seconds later, I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men
I think it's a sound
angrily
effect.
banging on the door, telling me to open up. I felt like my heart was about to stop. I took a peek through the blinds, and there was somebody standing right on the other side of the window.
Oh
I
shit.
fell back in fear,
God damn it.
and after managing to get back on my feet, I ran to the kitchen phone first thing to call the police. They said because of the weather, it could take a while for an officer to get here.
Oh
I was
my
told to
god.
take the child and hide somewhere until an officer arrived. They wanted to keep me on the line, but I wasn't thinking clearly in the heat of the moment and hung up. However, it wasn't until I ran through the living room that I realized the banging had stopped. I took a second peek through the living room window. Nobody was there now. I heard the sound of glass shattering from a few rooms over. My knees started to feel weak as I realized they had just broken the window.
Oh,
about to
shit.
climb into the house. I
Oh,
had to
shit.
run to get Matthew. I couldn't just
Oh,
leave
Because it was fire.
Of course, when I got upstairs,
Just take the kid and
there was
leave.
no time left to run back downstairs,
Get off
as I
her
already heard footsteps and laughter coming from downstairs. I covered Matthew's mouth with my hand as I ran with him into his toy closet.
Oh shit.
A few minutes dragged on to what felt like half an hour as we sat there in the dark closet.
Oh shit.
Matthew began
Oh,
to
fuck
squeal
this shit.
as footsteps on the carpet reached the outside of his bedroom door.
Oh, it's hip.
There was more than one person. They
No,
came
fuck
inside.
this. Fuck this.
There weren't many places to hide in this room.
Okay, totally not
I was
relatable, but
actually
what if they
reflecting
were
on my
pages
whole
back
life.
and answered the
I was so
fucking
sure I
happened?
was gonna die. We heard the sound of a police siren outside, even from in the closet. And then I heard one of the men in the room mutter, "Oh shit." I opened the door back up as I heard at least 3 pairs of footsteps hurriedly rushing down the stairs. They didn't get far, as the police later found their footprints in the backyard, leading to our shed. There were 5 men in total, and they were all arrested.
Was one of them the Zodiac killer?
Maybe.
This happened when I was 15 years old. My best friend Anthony wanted me to come over for the night, since his parents would be gone all weekend. I rode my bike over and put it in his backyard before letting myself in through his back door. We played basically every video game he had, from FIFA all the way to Call of Duty, with popcorn and other junk food spilled out all over the floor. As the night progressed, we moved from video games to watching half a movie and getting bored, to doing prank calls at close to 10 o'clock. Anthony made a few calls to different pizza places. When it was my turn, I just dialed a few random numbers in hopes to get someone at their house. On, say, my 4th attempt, I finally reached somebody. A guy with a deep and rough voice picked up, answering with a yeah instead of a hello. Anthony's laughing in the background made me stumble with my words mid-sentence, ultimately cracking up into laughter. I had never done a prank call, so I sucked at it. The guy on the other end was silent. I regained a straight face and tried to continue with the call. It went something like this. Sir, would it be alright if I borrowed one of the wheels from your car? What's your name, kid? My name is Bob. Really? You sure it's not Anthony?
At that moment, he
His face
knew.
was noticeably
He
full
fucked
of
up.
fear.
Oh,
I
fuck this
hung up the
shit.
phone, not wanting to be on the line with
Nah,
whoever it was
nah,
that
nah,
was.
nah, dude, nah. It ain't, no.
Who the hell was that? I asked him. I don't know, he told me. Does your caller ID info display your name or something? No, it shows my dad's name.
Nah,
We
fuck
hopped on the
this.
computer and did some research, trying to figure out how it was possible to get someone's name through their phone number. It didn't make sense how he could get Anthony's name so quickly. He was way too young at the time to be on any of those personal information sharing websites. We ended
Nah.
up asking a question on Yahoo Answers, since no one had a similar experience. The question turned up no answers. I suggested he call his dad, but he said he wasn't supposed to have anybody over for the weekend, so he didn't want to call. We planned on sleeping in the living room, so we just resumed watching the movie that we hadn't finished from earlier. Right after the phone call had left my mind, me and Anthony looked at each other when we heard his front storm door opening, and then the doorknob to the front door began to turn.
Oh no.
No.
It only
Mm-mm.
was able to turn about halfway before the lock restricted
I
it.
would die.
Anthony
No.
turned off the TV, and I went over to the window to see who it was. I spread the blinds open. There was a tall guy standing outside. He noticed the blinds moving and turned to look at me.
Oh
I
shit.
practically
It's an
threw the
Ewok.
blinds
Fucking
back
hell.
into place. Me and Anthony hid in the kitchen, listening for any more noises.
I would have grabbed a knife.
We heard the
Shit.
sound of the gate to the
Get the
back door
knife.
opening, as it was right outside the kitchen window.
Nah, fuck this, fuck
God
this,
damn
fuck
it,
this,
I
fuck
said.
this.
I forgot to shut the back door. Anthony
Oh,
urged me to
you
run
mean
and
you
shut
forgot
it.
to like lock
I
it?
made it to the hallway leading to his back door and froze. There was a silhouette standing outside the back door. I don't think he noticed me, but he was surely looking into the house. He opened the door and stepped inside. I tiptoed to the kitchen and motioned for Anthony to follow me upstairs. We made it to his room as quietly as possible, pulling the door shut to avoid making any noise. We crawled under his bed. He had cloth covering the bottom of his bed, so
That's a
you
pretty
couldn't
good place
see
to
anything
hide.
under it unless you actually moved the cloth. The doors downstairs all opened, each one getting closer to the stairs. Thumps finally began up the stairs, and he was right outside the door now. The door to the room opened. I could hear Anthony's breathing. It was too loud. Footsteps moved over to the closet, and then the closet opened. I could hear the coat hangers being slid around as the fabric of the jackets and coats rubbed against each other.
No.
Footsteps moved over to the bed
Uh-uh.
and stopped. I felt like my heart was about to explode out of my chest. Anthony's breathing was too loud. I had to cover his mouth with my hand. Nothing but silence in the room now. We laid still for so long, I almost thought he wasn't even in the room anymore. I moved my hand away from Anthony's mouth and whispered in his ear, "Do you think we can make a run for it?" He was about to answer when the most disturbing, memory-haunting scream I'd ever heard filled my ears as Anthony was seemingly dragged out from under the bed.
Neom!
I crawled out and saw him struggling with the man.
Oh shit, what the
I
heck?
desperately looked around for anything to use as a weapon. I settled with the screwdriver sitting on his nightstand. I hurried over to the man and drove the screwdriver into his back. He let go of Anthony as he let out a scream of agony, giving us time to get the hell out of the house.
Neom!
Running onto the road would give away our position too easily. It would take too long to make it to his neighbor's house. We dove for the tree line in the woods and took cover behind a bush, watching the house. The back door opened as the man stepped outside, looking around the backyard.
No.
He then looked out to the woods. I felt his eyes pass me as he scanned through the tree line. It seemed that it was too dark for him to see us. Then, he turned his head back in our direction. I ducked behind the bush. "Joe, he's coming." "What?" "Dude, get up, we gotta run." He was right.
Is
The
it
man was
recorded
approaching
or?
us fast. How could he
Oh,
have seen
shit.
us? We ran through the woods with the leaves crunching under us, giving away our position. When Anthony tripped over
I'm an
something,
asshole.
I crouched down with him, hoping we had run far enough. Not even 20 seconds later, oncoming footsteps from the direction we were running from came fast. They slowed down only 2 trees away from us as we lay face down in the leaves.
Oh shit.
Moments later, the footsteps take off in another direction. We waited until we could no longer hear them and took off back in the direction of the house. While running, over the sound of leaves crushing and my heavy breathing, I could swear I heard leaves crushing from behind us. We made it back to his backyard, into his house, and this time remembering to shut the back door. We were now able to call the police. Anthony stayed on the line with them, while I patrolled the back windows, making sure nobody was out there. It was so dark, though, I couldn't see anything. So I did something that seems stupid today. I turned on his backyard lights, and immediately in the distance, over by the woods, I saw him, standing in front of a big tree. He turned off back into the woods and disappeared out of sight. That was the last time me or Anthony ever saw him. I would be lying if I told you we heard the occasional knocks at our windows or something cliche. No, that was it. 5 years have passed and nothing has happened. Do I wonder if it was somehow linked to the prank call? Maybe. Does it make sense? Not really. But yeah, this was the story of how me and my still best friend Anthony almost died during a break-in.
She is.
Nah, dude. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit. She.
Oh god.
Oh.
Me and my wife were on our honeymoon in Hawaii. We were on the island of Oahu, sitting on the beach. My wife got up to go to the bathroom, and when she got back, she told me that there was a creepy man watching her walk into the bathroom, and when she tried to walk out, he blocked her path. She only got away because there were 2 other people walking into the bathroom, so he got out of the way. I asked her what the man looked like, and she looked over, but unfortunately, she said he was gone. Our hotel was walking distance from the beach, so we got back quickly.
This is gonna be some
We showed
fucked
our
up shit.
apartment to a police officer we saw walking on the beach, and then we washed up before going out to eat. We ate at a fancy seafood place and did some walking
I
around
thought she was a
afterwards.
ginger.
Close to midnight, we finally went back to the room and began to wind down. Then we got a knock at the door. I looked through the peephole of the door and saw a man in a maid uniform standing outside. I opened the door and he immediately tried to let himself in. I pushed him back a bit, asking him what he wanted.
No.
He told me he left something in the room while cleaning earlier and needed to get it out. The only thing, we left the do not disturb sign on the door all day. Then I noticed he was making eye contact with my wife. My wife then screamed, "That's the man." I didn't understand at first, but it was too late for that. The man had already lunged at me, holding my throat
Oh,
with one
Jesus.
hand while reaching behind himself with another. He pulled out a knife and started swinging at me, and if it weren't for my wife coming over and smashing his face with the hand, I would have been as good as dead. The commotion
Damn.
drew out all the inhabitants.
It's Muriel.
One of the women started freaking out.
Oh my
Making the
god.
situation worse. We called the police and started the hotel. It turned into a huge, horrible scene, but we were just happy to be alive. We were questioned when the police arrived, and some of the other people around us claimed to have witnessed it all. We still don't know what kind of intentions this guy had, but if I had to guess, I would say he wanted to get to my wife. He must have been one very dumb person to think he would get away with something like this in such a public building.
Yeah.
Drugs, man. Don't do
People are
good.
disgusting.
Drugs.
Yeah, don't fucking do drugs. Late night deliveries are like probably the worst fear that I would ever have if I ever get like a delivery
I'll
job
never
or
forget
something.
this night. The pizza place I worked at was about to close, and I was getting ready to go home when the phone rang.
Oh god,
I was
fucking
working
last
the
minute
counter
orders
that
are the
night, so I was
worst.
taking calls. I picked up the phone. There was complete silence, so I hung up. About a minute later, the phone rings again, so I pick up again. Still silence. I was about to hang up again when I heard the very weak and cold voice of an old woman on the other end. She said she wanted a regular pie delivered. I remained polite on the phone, but on the inside I was screaming. I just wanted to get home and end my shift. I called out to my boss that somebody is requesting a delivery. He told me I had to go. I was upset at first, but I realized it's another tip, and the old ones usually tip the most, so
Yeah,
I
it's
decided
true.
it was okay. I took down the address and told her it would be there soon.
1313 Mockingbird Lane.
I thought that was rude, but I ignored it and yelled to the chef that I wanted more regular. My boss told me to just go home after the delivery as the place would be closed. So a little before 10 o'clock, I got in my car and put the address into my GPS. The house was 7 miles away. The GPS took me to the quiet side of town. I arrived to the house. It was a small, one-floor house in a very quiet and empty block. I took the pizza and walked up to the door and rang the doorbell. There were no lights on in the house. I hoped that she hadn't given me the wrong address. I rang the doorbell again. There was still no answer. I was about to give up, and I
Shit,
turned my
fuck
head and
this,
saw
fuck
someone
this.
standing at the window. I got a little freaked out and backed up at first, but I eventually got closer to the window to see the person. It was an old woman, probably in her late 70s. She was just
Hey, it
standing
looks like me.
blank expression. I yelled at her,
True.
"Please,
That is
I had
true.
pizza." She didn't react to what I said, so I screamed it louder. A big smile ran across her face. Not a pleasant, genuine smile. It was a smile that sent chills down my spine.
The fuck?
I still remember that exact
What
face
if you
looking
just
through the window.
misunderstood her?
I decided that I was freaked out enough and got back to my car and set the pizza in the passenger seat. I had to text my boss about this. I shot him a quick text and started my car, ready to get the hell away. I looked to my right to get one more look, to see the woman standing right outside
Oh,
my
fuck
passenger
that.
side window.
No.
Again, what if you just misunderstood her and she's just an old lady who
I
doesn't
put
know
my
any
car
better?
in drive and floored it down the street, not looking back. My boss never made me do a late night delivery again.
Again, a misunderstood old woman.
I would eat the pizza on the way
Right though?
back.
I had
And then,
probably be too fucking scared.
but it would be it would be glad.
Okay, low key, when I was a kid, I was always afraid of something happening on Halloween.
2007, freshman year in high school, and I was with my friends, Ivan, Ryan, and Jesse. We
Yes.
were all dressed as the Super Mario characters. I was
I love how they're like
since
the
I was
little
the
buff
second
midget.
tallest. Ivan was Mario since he's short and buff. Not that Mario was buff. Jesse was Waluigi because he's freakishly tall and skinny, and Ryan was Wario because he's just really fat. So they were the perfect
What's
spoof
me?
costumes for us. We live in a very non-congested suburban neighborhood with a decent amount of space in between houses. On Halloween, that's the worst thing ever. Less bang for your buck. We were trick-or-treating for hours, way past dark, and eventually came the time when most trick-or-treaters were heading home. My feet started to hurt, and I had to constantly switch arms for holding the now 10-pound pillow sack of candy. But we planned on
Me
going
as a
until our
kid.
bags were completely full. A lot of the houses by now weren't answering anymore. It was probably past their cutoff time for giving candy to trick-or-treaters. Approaching our next house, we saw a purple bucket on the stoop, which was the best feeling ever. I was the one to get close enough to realize it was empty, which was the worst feeling ever. I turned
So
around
true.
when I heard a knock at the window of the house. We all looked at the window. Couldn't see anyone, but heard someone call out, "Wait." The door opened, and an older man, late 40s, already balding, stepped outside. He told us to come inside so he can get us some more candy. I said we could just wait out here. He responded saying
Smart
something
answer.
along the lines of, "Nonsense, come on in, we'll get you your candy." Ivan stepped in and said, "It's alright. Come on, Dan, let's go." I told the guy to take care and apologized. He just stood there watching as we walked off, not saying anything. I felt bad, but at the same time, that guy seemed like a creeper, and I figured I just dodged a bullet not going in there. If the story ended there, it wouldn't be scary, so of course, it didn't end there. We skipped a few of the guy's neighboring houses just to get further away, and continued on with our business. We were walking down close to
What the fuck is
nature
that?
reserve now, so there weren't many
What the
houses
heck?
around us. At this point, we were now walking back closer to Jesse's house.
Nature
I noticed
preserve.
Ryan had stopped walking, and I turned around to see what's up. He said he heard someone moving from behind the trees in the preserve. Now, this was before everyone's phones had flashlights, so we couldn't just go searching in the woods for someone. Besides, we were just telling Ryan that it must have been a raccoon or something. You may think this is a bit of a cliche, but when things like this happen in real life, you always assume the more logical possibility.
That's
It's
true.
just natural. Why would we assume we were being followed? I had to put my arm around Ryan's shoulder and nudge him forward.
No homo.
A little ways down the street, me and Ivan picked up on the sound as well. When we all stopped, the sounds of the footsteps from beyond the trees stopped as well. Ivan yelled at the obvious stalker to go away, or we would beat the shit out of them. I knew he was just bluffing though. I could hear
Great.
the nervousness in his voice. The snap of a twig from beyond the trees triggered a fight or flight response in all of us. Me, Jesse, and Ryan all ran for it. Ivan was at first charging to attack, but he quickly followed after realizing we had all taken off. We ran down the dark street, and we all noticed the sounds of at least 2 or 3 pairs of footsteps crushing the twigs and leaves in the woods. We banked it hard right down Jesse Street when it finally came up, and ran straight for his backyard, entering his house through the back door. The first thing we did was peek out through his living room window. We couldn't see anyone. We all had to gather our thoughts and discuss what the hell just went down in his living room, when all of a sudden we heard Jesse's backyard gate slam shut. Jesse dove to turn off the
You know,
lights.
I think the smart thing to
There
do
was a
would
click
have
and a
been
bang
to
from down in
just,
the
like,
den.
lock all
It
the
was more
doors when
than
you get
likely
in.
Jesse's back door. We all agreed to go down armed with knives and face them. Jesse turned on his back
Yeah,
door
that's
light,
smart.
but there was nobody out there. Just then the front door opened, and we all screamed like animals. Jesse's mom and sisters came rushing downstairs. They had just gotten home from their friend's little house party. We all rested assured knowing it was just them. Jesse explained what happened, but made it seem a lot less dramatic. Me and Ivan went home after that and called it a night. At 12:30 a.m., I got a disturbing text message. It was from Jesse. It said,
Damn.
"It wasn't my mom." I texted back saying, "What?" He responded back quickly.
I remember when I had one of those.
It wasn't my mom in the backyard.
Same.
My fingers slammed the buttons on my phone, responding back, "What do you mean?" There was a long pause before he finally told me that his mom and sisters said they never went in the backyard. I told him to immediately check the backyard from his upper deck. He had already done just that. He also told his mom everything, and she had already called the police. They didn't find anyone back there, but Jesse did mention the guy who invited us in while trick-or-treating. Nothing ever became of that, and nothing ever happened to
Has
Jessica.
been drowned.
One Halloween night.
My name's Jeff.
Damn. There's a lot of Easter eggs in this. Like the fuck?
I like
You
that.
can see some weird things when you're tired, but the thing about this story,
No shit.
I wasn't tired. Me and the family were on vacation to some resort in a very rural area of Pennsylvania to make the setting creepier. There weren't many young people there for me and my brothers to hang out with. It seemed like more of an adult resort. But then one day when I was walking outside
Did it have a strip
of the main
club?
lodge of the resort, I for some reason looked up to a window on the second floor and saw a teenage girl looking down at me. From that distance, she looked kind of cute, so I gave her a wave. But she didn't show any sign of reaction, so I just moved on. However, later that same day, I was so bored that I was sitting on the swing set at the little playground of the resort, and that's when I saw the same girl again. She was a little ways away from me, down past the playground, close to the tree line, and she was just standing there, staring at me.
The fuck?
Being a teenage guy, my hormones controlled my body, and so I got off the swing and began walking over to her. As I started getting closer to her, I realized she wasn't as cute as I thought she was. There was something about her face that just gave off a creepy vibe. I can't
Damn.
put my finger on it, but if I had to
It's
say,
the ring
I
girl.
think it would have to do with
The what?
her eyes and her mouth. I'd say once I got about halfway over to her, she turned around completely and ran into the woods. And I mean, she full on ran into the woods. I stopped in my tracks, completely turned off. This girl seemed like a freaky stalker.
Damn.
I didn't see her the rest of our stay at the resort. During the car ride home, miles and miles away from the resort, I was thinking about her. How maybe if I followed her into the woods, I could have gotten laid. Even though there was something off about her face.
Oh my god.
But then what I
Wow.
saw next made me feel like
He
my heart
wanted
dropped
to
into my stomach.
get laid.
Looking down ahead, I saw the same girl standing by the tree line on the side of the highway.
Dude.
As we sped past her, I saw her head turn so that she was always looking right at me,
What the
even
fuck?
through the tinted minivan windows.
Nah.
I asked my parents if they saw her, and they just responded, "Saw who?" Soon afterwards, I accepted that it was all in my head, and that the girl was never even there.
Damn.
Spooky ghost. Spooky boobs.
Spooky boobies.
There used to be a pond about half a mile away from my old house that I would commonly go fishing in. It was nicknamed Daryl's Pond. I still have no idea who Daryl was or why it was called that, but nobody owned it, so people would once in a blue moon go fishing there as well. It was usually me by myself, though. I had dug a pole into the ground where I would tie a noose to and from my small kayak.
Oh,
I'd say
damn it,
was
can I
about
use it?
3 in the afternoon when I rode out to the middle of the
Okay,
pond.
that's a little insensitive.
There was another person coming out from the trees. I waved at him and gave him a smile. He hopped into a small boat floating by the edge of the pond and began to row over to me. As he got close enough where trying to speak to him wouldn't come off as obnoxious, I gave him a friendly, "It's a good day, isn't it?" "Yes, absolutely," he said. He didn't say anything after that, and I started to feel a bit awkward, as if I were obligated to keep some kind of conversation rolling now.
Damn.
"So, you come out here to throw some lines?" I asked.
Throw some
"No,
bars?
I don't actually fish." "Oh, well, it's never a bad day to relax on the pond," I said. He continued to row closer to me until his boat collided with mine, creating a big thud. I was genuinely uncomfortable now.
Damn.
I didn't feel threatened, just weirded out. I was only 24 years old. This guy looked like he was late 40s or 50s. There was an
He looks
awkward
like somebody, but he
silence.
can't think of who.
I tried to just
Oh my
act like I
God,
was
he
focused
does.
on trying to make a catch, but by now that wasn't even on my mind. This guy was weird. I didn't know what he wanted, and I was uncomfortable being so close to him. I felt him looking at me, or at least in my direction, as I faced halfway to the opposite direction of him. I took a quick glance to my right. Yeah, he was staring at me. I decided to be ballsy and lock eye contact with him. After about 4 seconds, he looked away.
No, he looks kind of like Santa Claus.
I don't think that's who he's supposed to be.
Oh
He
my
pointed behind
god.
us
I fucking
in
know.
the direction of
I
the
mean,
woods
like,
and hill
so-
leading past the dirt
Okay,
road.
if you think of the concept of
Oh,
Santa,
you
like,
look
it's
like
just some
something.
old guy coming and sneaking into your house late at
no,
night.
No, I'm not, he said. What
Huh.
made you decide to come out here? I said. Why not? I continued to try and uncomfortably fill the awkward silences that kept coming up. His responses were dry. He didn't contribute anything to what was barely a conversation.
Damn.
He just sat there not doing anything with half a smile on his face, looking
Me,
either
'cause
at
I'm
me
socially
or
awkward.
in my general direction. for
Right.
now. I was creeped out. My heart was racing at this point. I'd go as far as saying that I was nervous for my life.
Damn.
We were surrounded by trees in all directions.
Nah, fuck
middle of
this.
a
Fuck
pond.
this.
I started to row a bit closer to land, but in a very low-key kind of way, trying to play it off as me just trying to find a better spot to find some fish. I was horrified when I saw he was following me. What a great day, huh? I felt a shake in my voice. I got close enough to the edge of the pond where I finally told the man,
That
I
smell
think
is
I'm gonna
literally
call it
me,
a
though,
day.
because again, I'm socially awkward. Hi.
I turned to see his reaction. He was still staring at me, but his smile was gone now. I can't let you leave, he said. He lifted his flannel to expose a handgun sticking out of his jeans
Oh,
pocket.
shit.
Damn.
As soon as I could process what I was looking at, I dove out of the boat for land, ran the whole half-mile uphill through the woods back to my house, and locked
Nah,
every
fuck.
window as soon as
Uh-uh.
I made it home. I pulled down the blinds to the dining room window, leaving it open just a crack for peeking outside undetected. It started to get dark out, and I left every light in the house off, still peeking out to the front yard, making sure I wasn't followed. The time came when I finally decided I wasn't followed. I realize now, like you, that not calling the police immediately was a huge mistake. I kept my bedroom windows open to let the room air out. My bedroom was on the second floor, so I wasn't worried about being watched through the window. About half an hour after shutting the light and falling under the covers, I heard the sound of leaves crunching from outside. I sat up to hear it more clearly. It was definitely something walking around out there. Normally I would assume it was a deer or a bear, but after what just happened, I was still in paranoia mode.
Damn.
I
Same.
sat up as still as a statue, except for my shaking out of fear, waiting as the sounds of the steps stopped. Hey buddy, you up there? Are you trying to sleep? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you.
Oh, jeez.
I felt like 100 pounds
That's-
just fell directly onto my chest.
That's messed.
It was the same voice.
Oh my
No.
I knew it right away. I
Bad.
didn't make a
No,
sound.
no,
I
no,
crept
no,
out
no,
of the
no,
room,
no, no.
quietly downstairs to the kitchen, and grabbed the phone, practically crawling on my way out to avoid being seen through the open blinds.
Call of Duty.
I called 911 like I should have earlier, the temporary safety of my bedroom. I made sure to whisper into the phone, as I was still hoping that he hadn't yet heard or spotted me. 20 minutes felt like an hour as I sat behind my bed, waiting for the police to arrive in constant fear that I would hear glass breaking from downstairs, or
Nah.
a thud on the back door, or even just the voice again from down below my window outside.
Nah.
The police did a thorough investigation of the property in nearby woods, turning up nothing. They suggested I stay with a friend or a family member for a few days, and so I did. I never heard from or saw the man again, but I still moved a month later. I couldn't deal with the constant fear and paranoia of being watched through my windows. I feel much more comfortable fishing out by the bay now.
Oh my god. No.
The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream, but as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open.
Oh god.
Growing up with cats and dogs, I got used to the sound of scratching at my door while I slept. Now that I live alone, it's much more unsettling.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed."
What the fuck? Oh, fuck no. Fuck this
I
shit.
always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face, until one day when I realized that she was always looking just behind me.
Exactly. So the concept just says it's just creepy. An old man just sneaking into your house and like eating your food. Now that I realize that, that's really very unsettling.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh,
No. No.
Yep. The ring. Yep.
oh yeah, the ring. I like showing all the references.
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. No.
No
Hey!
way!
I know.
Oh my God.
That's kind of an Easter egg, I guess.
No.
Is that okay? Oh. That's all I can do. Yeah.
There's a lot of Shining references.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was
Muriel.
the best reference I've seen.
Right. No.
References are so great.
I knew I recognized that.
Well, these are like a shitload of references.
The Mothman?
Mothman, yep. Creepypastas.
The rig, Benjamin, just the killers from Armenia.
Yeah.
Portal.
No, I didn't notice that.
I
What?
did. I thought you would have noticed that. How did you not notice that?
I noticed that one.
At all.
Oh my goodness. The
Oh, I knew that was
the
something.
poster, I should have been paying more attention. But I didn't see that.
Wow.
I think I've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! Oh!
Oh my god.
That was great.
That was awesome.
That was great.
Oh my
That
God.
scared the shit out of me. Oh my god.
Okay, so official opinions of everything.
It was great. I love the references. A lot of the characters look the same. But otherwise, it was pretty good and scared the shit out of me.
I really Right? Like, is anyone else shook right now? Like, are you guys shook right now? Because
Yeah, I wonder what creepy characters are in there.
I'm low key kind of shook right. Like, I might want. I'm like kind of wanting to check my closet now.
This is why you lock all doors and windows and you just bundle yourself up in a blanket. If you can't see them, they can't see you.
Right. Alright guys, that has been it. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to smash that like button. We're gonna shoot for... What's a good number, y'all? What's a good number?
69.
We're gonna shoot for 69 likes.
Shit.
If we can get 69 likes, if we can get 69 likes, Mama Senpai will do a face cam reveal. Again. And so will Jonathan. Alright.
Oh, what? No, not me.
Alright, so 69 likes, y'all. Let's hit it, let's hit it, let's hit it. Alright, but that's...
Also, really quick, on my channel, I'm going to be uploading some more videos. I'm going to start doing that more often. I've had a habit of not doing that. But don't worry, I will start doing some shit and stop being a lazy piece of trash.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright, that's going to be it for us today, y'all. It has been awesome hanging out with you.